Hello everybody, my name is Darmin, and this is The Way of Growth. So I've recently been listening to the Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin on audiobook, which I'll link below. Yes, I like to listen to books more than read them. Don't judge me. Anyway, I came across a daily program that he put himself through in order to develop his virtues. He didn't mention that he had a name for it, so I'm going to call it Benjamin Franklin's Daily Virtue Program. Now before I get into it, for those of you who might not know what a virtue is, dictionary.com states that it's the quality or practice of moral excellence or righteousness. So in other words, it means you're trying to work towards becoming a better person. Now the virtues that Benjamin Franklin wanted to develop in himself are virtues that we can all benefit from. And here's what they are. Virtue 1, temperance. This means not overdoing things, so not eating yourself into a food coma and not drinking yourself into a real one. Virtue 2, silence. Only speak when it benefits you or someone else. Don't waste your time on pointless conversations that aren't leading to anything. This is hard for a lot of people. A lot. Virtue 3, order. Let everything in your life have its place, and make sure to allocate a certain amount of time for every important thing in your life. Virtue 4, resolution. Finish what you start. Don't procrastinate and get your work done. Virtue 5, frugality. Waste nothing and make sure to put everything into use. And this doesn't just mean not wasting physical things, but also not wasting opportunities, like the opportunity to treat someone kindly. Virtue 6, industry. Don't waste time. Always do something useful and cut out unnecessary actions. Virtue 7, sincerity. Don't deceive people and make an effort to speak truthfully. Virtue 8, justice. Wrong no one and make sure to do what is right. Virtue 9, moderation. Avoid extremes. Virtue 10, cleanliness. Keep yourself and your surroundings clean and organized. Virtue 11, tranquility. Don't allow accidents, other people, or unfortunate events to stir you up. This next one might be a little awkward. Virtue 12, chastity. Don't perform sexual misconduct or extramarital sex, okay? Good. Virtue 13, humility. Be humble. Have a modest opinion of yourself and your own importance. So there you go. Those are the 13 virtues that Ben Franklin worked to instill into himself, and it obviously did him well. We consider him as one of the most influential people in history, not only in the United States, but in the world as a whole. But here's the important thing. It's how he went about applying these virtues into his life that's so interesting. What Franklin would do was he would focus on one virtue for an entire week. So for example, he would focus on temperance from Monday to Sunday, making sure to act in line with that virtue. At the end of each day, he would review his actions for that day, keeping a journal of how well he did. When the week came to an end, he would start focusing on the next virtue, which in this case would be the silence virtue. And he would do this week after week until he got through all 13 virtues. Now, given that there's 52 weeks in a year, Franklin was able to go through all 13 4 times in a year. 52 divided by 14 equals 4. 52 divided by 13 equals 4. By practicing the virtues this way, he was able to slowly build on them instead of forcing himself to follow every virtue right off the bat. This way he could ease into it, and it made it more interesting for him because he could practice a different virtue every week. It's a genius way of doing it, because think about it, when the majority of us want to start working toward a goal, we go at it full speed right from the start. Just look at the amount of people who after New Year's decide that they want to be physically healthy and then join a gym. We're almost there, by the way. They make sure to get new workout shoes, new clothes, a gym membership, and they start eating extremely healthy. Even though in the last few months they've been doing zero exercising and have been eating terribly fatty foods. Well, what happens to 99% of those people come February? They quit the gym and go back to their old ways. The reason is because they went all in way too early. But by taking Franklin's method and easing into it, we allow ourselves to stick to it much longer in order for it to become a habit. Which brings me to an important point. Don't force yourself to follow each virtue perfectly right from the beginning. And that's it. Those are the 13 virtues that Ben Franklin worked to instill in himself, and I challenge you to do the same. I hope this video was both informative and helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.